What's up, everybody? John Arapola here with My MMA News, and today's guest has been in the coaching scene for quite some time now here and coached a lot of great talent that we're used to seeing now. And I'm pleased to be joined today by George Hickman. George is actually kind enough to do this interview. He's 12 hours ahead of where we're at in the United States. So, George, I appreciate you making this time. I know it's difficult kind of getting it scheduled with the time change here, but appreciate having you on here.
Of course, no worries. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem at all. So first, before we get into talking about this new gym that you recently opened and a lot of the great talent that you worked with, why don't you go ahead and fill everybody in from kind of point A to Z here. So you were a great college wrestler. You wrestled at Bloomsburg University. Now you're coaching a lot of great talent. How did we go from you being a great athlete into getting into this whole coaching world here?
Well, I don't think I was a great wrestler in college. That's for sure. But yeah, after I graduated from Bloomsburg University, I kind of knew that I wanted to start training MMA and to start fighting. And I moved home and started training right away at a local MMA gym that's from my hometown in Wilmington, North Carolina. And then I had 2 amateur fights, and I moved to Atlanta, Georgia, where I fought professional for a while. And probably, I don't know, it was in 2014 I moved to Thailand, and I continued to fight professionally here and in like China and Lebanon and stuff. And then in 2016 was the last time that I fought, and I had started coaching at Tiger probably, I don't know, 5-6 months after moving here. And then eventually I became the head coach over time, and I stopped fighting in 2016, and that's when I just like solely focused on coaching. And then not too long after that, my little brother Frank Hickman, who coached college wrestling at Appalachian State, and he lived in Atlanta as well, and we both were in the car business. But anyways, yeah, he called me one day and was just like, "Man, I'm done," and he moved over here, and yeah, the rest is. It's been a good time so far.
Yeah, I say it seems like it. I see all the photos that you guys post on your Instagram account of all the great athletes that you worked with and are still working with now as you have a new facility. So let's give a shout out to this new facility, Bangtao Muay Thai and MMA. I know you have the t-shirt on for the gym there right now. What's kind of this whole process been like of starting this gym up, and now it's up and running? So what's it been like so far in the early stages of this gym and doing all the work with it?
It's been a long time coming. Something that myself and the rest of the guys, my brother obviously, and then Alex Shield and Woody, who were both also. Alex was the jiu-jitsu coach before at Tiger, and Woody was the strength coach quite a while ago. And it's something we've always talked about. And COVID just kind of like finally like gave us the time to like kind of start sorting it out. And we Alex has done a lot of work, and here we are. And the gym isn't 100% finished yet. It is almost near completion, and we'll be announcing quite a bit of stuff here soon. We have plan on having a grand opening in the next couple of months, and yeah, we're letting people just come train for free now and check out the gym. But in due time, we will be open, and it's really exciting. Tiger was a great time for not only myself but the rest of them as well. We gained a lot of knowledge, and I have a lot of friends still there, and it'll always be like a big part of my coaching career. But yeah, we've moved on, and we're excited about the future. So it's crazy, like the whole first before construction, and then construction started, and it's been going on, and we've had some fights abroad and here in Thailand, and now we're getting ready to open. So it's exciting. It's very exciting.
So back when I was in college, I competed in track and field, but I'm sure you could probably relate to this as an athlete. Whenever there was a new facility, it was like such a great thing to go out and work out in it and see it and have all this new equipment around. So what's it been like for all the athletes that you've been coaching to come in and get to work with all this brand new stuff in there?
It's been great, man. It's like we first because when we got there, the facility was just kind of like it was a Muay Thai gym before, and it was just one structure. And so the structure that was currently there is what we've turned into the MMA, jiu-jitsu, and wrestling. And it's near completion. It's not like all the mats and everything are down, so we can work out, but there's still small things that we're finishing up. Like bags and things like that, and some cage paneling and stuff. But most people, I think, online and abroad that have asked us about it, they don't really know like how big it actually is. So there's actually obviously that there's a check-in and a gear shop. We'll have a gear shop with all of our gear for sale, and we've partnered with Engage on a lot of stuff, which is like a pretty big brand, and we're we have a fitness facility for functional fitness and MMA stuff, and classes for normal people as well, like big fitness stuff, and we're gonna have Muay Thai and boxing as well. So the ring should be in soon. Like the fitness and the Muay Thai and boxing area will be completed soon. So we're really excited for to be able to share that stuff with people around the world that only kind of think it's probably just the MMA area now. So it's very exciting. And as well, we have a cafe with it'll have some good unhealthy food, but also quite a bit of healthy food for post training and stuff like that.
Well, it sounds like when it's all said and done, this is going to be one hell of a facility. And for all the athletes that are out there, I heard you mention that you guys are kind of letting people train for free now. I know that won't be the case always, but right now would be a great opportunity to, if you want to be a fighter, to kind of get involved with the gym. So tell everybody where they could contact you or contact the gym so they could come down and train and get involved with the sport.
You can contact us, through Facebook or Instagram at Bangtan Muay Thai and MMA. You can contact myself on Instagram as well, or any of the other guys. We've been having, because we're not fully open and functional yet. We've just been letting people come to check it out and train and stuff. And in the coming 3 or 4 weeks, things will probably change a bit, but as we get closer to opening. But it's if you're here, come and check it out, and we're excited to have everybody. And just really again, because as I said, most people think it's just kind of like the MMA area that we shared a bit, but there'll be quite a few photos and videos coming out soon of the rest of the gym, and we're all very excited to be able to share that with people.
So in just a moment here, we're going to start name dropping some of the high-level talent that you've worked with. But before we start getting to that specifically, given all of the people that you've worked with over the year and all the connections and relationships that you have, do you plan on bringing in some of these high-level superstars that you've worked with to come in and teach seminars and things like that? Because I know that is a practice a lot of times that people will come back to the gyms and teach like that. Is that something that may happen down the road here?
Yeah, man, we're just excited because we can really most importantly for me is just to be able to put the culture that we believe in, and start it from the very beginning, and it's ours. So we're really excited about it. And yeah, we have made a lot of contacts over the years, and yeah, we expect to have quite a few people training on our mats. Obviously in the normal population of people, but also fighters. And yes, hopefully we have quite a few big name fighters that come and train with us, and we can put on some seminars while people are here. I think it's something that would be great for the community around Phuket as well. If we have access to people with that much knowledge and fighting and jiu-jitsu and other things, it'd be great to have them come share that knowledge with people around Phuket as well.
So now let's start getting into some of these athletes that you've worked with. And I actually want to start with Casey O'Neill. She's coming off a big victory at UFC 271, looked fantastic in that fight. And I do have a relationship with Casey. I've interviewed her in the past. And the first time I ever interviewed her, she was just 1-0 in the UFC at that point. And the first time I talked to her, I was like, holy crap, this girl's going to be a superstar one day. You could just tell by the way she handled herself, the look, the accent. Just checked so many boxes. You could tell that superstardom's eventually going to be upon her. How about you though? When did you realize that she was going to be a superstar one day? Because you started working with her when she was young. I think she was 19 when you first started working with her. So when was it that you realized that she was going to live up to this huge thing that we're about to see from her? Because man, the fans are really drawn to her, and like I said, superstardom's right upon her here.
Um, yeah, Casey's she is. She checks a lot of boxes, like as you said. Um, she came for the tryouts as well, and she didn't get picked necessarily like and get like a full scholarship or whatever. But she was a sponsored fighter here, like from the get go, and we used to always give each other shit about that as well. Like she would always be mad, like that we didn't pick her right off the bat. But very quickly after that, Casey and myself and my brother, we took a liking to her right away because she's a very hard, like she's obviously very skilled and is a very good competitor, but she's a very hard worker, and that's kind of like people like that are around me that I train. If they put in a lot of hard work and I can tell that they really put that extra effort in and they really want to jump levels, then it makes me more excited to help them. So, we started helping her right away. Excuse me. And yeah, just had like a great relationship with her. But you could tell, like, because she works so hard, she's so competitive, and she doesn't change for anyone, like the way she is, like how she was emotional after her last victory, that was it doesn't surprise me. I was happy when she did that. Like that's just who she is, she stays true to herself. But yeah, she's gained notoriety through the UFC like very quickly, and probably faster than I would have imagined that she than it's happened. Definitely that faster.
As soon as I had my first ever interview with her, I started telling people, like, start taking stock in her right now. She's going to be a champion one day. Do you see that for her too? That in a few years here, she's going to have that UFC flyweight title around her waist?
Yes, there's no reason that she can't become the champion. She's obviously got off to a very hot start in the UFC and made a name for herself. And being ranked already. And I think that she's the type of athlete, like she puts the work in. She doesn't just like, get ready for a fight and then, you don't see her back in the gym. Like she's the type of person that you have to be like, hey, go home, like take some time off, please rest, like let yourself heal. Because she's always training, and she just holds herself to a very high standard. And it doesn't make it easy to work with her. She's an incredible girl, but it's like I said, sometimes you have to be like, hey, you back off. Like that's the type of person that she is. So yes, I think that her becoming the champion, I can see that 100% in the future.
So now you and your brother have a relationship with City Kickboxing, and a lot of obviously big stars there, like Alexander Volkanovski, Israel Adesanya. Explain a little bit about the relationship you have with City Kickboxing, how that kind of got started, and some of the people there that you've been working with over the years here.
Well, first of all, when I did the Tiger Muay Thai trials in 2014, Alex Volkanovski was also a part of them, and he also won a scholarship to Tiger. So we were training partners for years. And as I started to kind of transition into coaching, like I still, trained with him and was a training partner for him when he would come to Tiger. And Brad Riddell was the kickboxing coach at Tiger for a while as well during my time of coaching, and that's how Woody and Alex and my brother and myself are all friends with all the City Kickboxing guys. And then eventually over time, once my brother came to Tiger and was coaching with me, Coach Eugene Behrman of City, he talked to us, and Frank started going over to initially to help Israel, and then immediately right away helping the rest of the guys because Brad had moved home in that. And Dan Hooker and Kai Kara France, like we know many of them, and Israel coming out before to Tiger, like we just have a long relationship with that gym, not just myself or my brother, but Frank and Woody, and it just everything kind of like ties in. So it's been great, that's like our I guess you could call like our brother gym. It's like family, you know. It's those guys are. We always pull for them when they're fighting, and obviously my brother helps them, and yeah, it's good. We've all been mates for a long time.
And I wanted to ask you specifically with Alexander Volkanovski. I know you mentioned there how you guys go way back, that you were kind of training together at the same time. Obviously, he's on one hell of a run right now. Do you think that he's kind of primed right now to go on this kind of a GOAT talk here in the 145-pound division in the UFC? Because obviously everybody mentions Jose Aldo. I don't know why some people throw Conor in there. His reign at 145 was short, but they usually it's Jose Aldo, Max Holloway. Obviously, Volk's beaten Holloway twice now. Do you think he's kind of going to start going on this primed run here, and he's going to be in this consideration of one of the greatest all time in that 145-pound division in the UFC?
Yes, I do. 100%. It's funny, you know, like I've been very lucky and very privileged at the same time to, you know, to have been a coach, the MMA coach at Tiger Muay Thai. And I've seen, you know, so many huge talents come through that gym, and so many, you know, friends like Volk and Brad, all of those guys get to the top. Peter Yan, you know, like I knew those guys were all going to be champions. We all did, not just me, before, you know, years ago. And now it's like funny watching it happen. So yeah, it's insane.
So obviously there, we just name dropped so many big names that you've worked with. Now let's give a shout out to some of the people that you're working with right now, because you have a lot of high level talent that you're working with that aren't known to the world yet. Who are some people that the world should start paying attention to that you think is going to be coming through your gym and being big stars one day?
Thank you. Yeah, we you know, we have a tight knit group that you know, is with us now. Just we currently have, you know, Loma in the UFC, and Top Noi, who's another top fighter. He's former top fighter that's he's fought here in Thailand and Full Metal Dojo, like small shows, and then he's fought in Rising quite a few times in Japan, and his last fight was actually over a year ago in Abu Dhabi for Abu Dhabi Warriors, and because of the pandemic, he hasn't been able to fight, but hopefully we will have him another fight soon, and he will be in the UFC soon. That's what I would really, you know, hope for him. And then another girl, Jada Ketley, that we've been working with. That's she's fought recently in Fairtex Fight Promotions, which is a show here in Thailand. But I look for, you know, her to be on a bit of a bigger platform soon and test her skills.
All right, I do want to wrap things up now by actually going back to the college days with Bloomsburg University, because I'm in Scranton, Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania right now, only about an hour from Bloomsburg. Went to college at Lock Haven University, who obviously is a rival of Bloomsburg in the wrestling world there. So what was the experience like of being at Bloomsburg, working with Coach Stutzman, of course, because he was a great coach there at Bloom for a while. Now he's at the University of Buffalo. So what was that whole experience like, and how to kind of make you the coach that you are today?
I really enjoyed my time at Bloomsburg. Stutz was like a big influence for me. Was, you know, I was very close with him as he was my coach, but also a friend, somebody that I still stay in contact with today. And just his passion for wrestling is, you know, what I try to carry into coaching.
So obviously one thing I wanted to ask with Bloomsburg, for anybody who isn't familiar with the school, they're famously known for having what's called the block party, which is just an excuse for anybody that's in college to go out and party and drink and get nuts. I had one block party experience, and I have a video somewhere when I edit this, I'll have to throw it in there, of me drinking, and I know we were playing something with basketball, and I went up and dunked that somebody had a hoop out with their arms here. But anyway, I'm going with this. It was a blast. It was a lot of fun. Did you get to partake in block party, and do you have any good memories from block party?
Nah, you did some good research. You know, most of the time, like actually almost every year I was in college, we would wrestle freestyle at Binghamton University in New York in like postseason, and every time we would be trying to speed back on the same weekend of every year, trying to get back to block party. But yeah, I have a few good experiences there. That's funny that you brought that up.
Do you have any you want to share? The embarrassing stories that you don't want to share them with everybody?
Yeah, just ridiculousness. So yeah.
Block party is a wild time. All right, George, I appreciate all the time here today. One last thing though before you roll out. Tell everybody where they can find you out on social media if they want to give you a follow, and give another shout out to the gym there. Tell everybody the social media pages for that so they can keep up with all the great work that you guys are doing.
Yes, you can follow me at GHICK1, and our gym is on Facebook and Instagram, Bang Tao Muay Thai and MMA. And yeah, we put up a lot of cool content on Instagram right now and Facebook, just from training people that are coming into the gym for jiu-jitsu and MMA, and some cool videos of some Thai guys smashing pads.
All right, George, thanks so much for the time here today, man. Really appreciate it. It was great picking your brain and getting to hear about all the great athletes that you've worked with, still work with, and some of the future stars coming out of the gym there. So thanks for making the time for this interview again. Really appreciate it. Appreciate all you guys out there that were watching today's interview. If you liked it, please go to the bottom, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to this YouTube channel if you haven't done so already, and also go to MyMMANews.com for all the great work that we put out there, and go to our social media pages, give us a like and a follow on there as well. We'll see you later, everybody.